Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is your favorite show, Daily Calls, a show that addresses all your stock-related queries. In case you're watching this show for the first time, well, the WhatsApp number is flashing on your screen. This is where you can send in all your stock-related queries from your portfolio. But don't forget to mention your name, your location and your contact details so that we can give you an opportunity to directly speak to top market experts and get a custom-made advice for yourself. Alternatively, if you're watching this show live on YouTube, then there's a comment section there. You can send in all your questions right there too. Let me welcome our guest on board then. Avni Bhatt, Senior Vice President Equity Derivatives Research at JM Financial, is now joining in on the show in today. Warm welcome to you, Avni, and thank you so much for taking the time out. Well, it's been a volatile day so far. As far as the Freaky Friday notes were considered, that probably is showing some more, side of volatility in trade today as well. What is it that the markets are really telling you about in the current trade setup?
Good afternoon, Sakshi, and a very good afternoon to all the viewers as well. So, it does seem volatile if you look at today, standalone day. But if you compare it with Friday, today seems to be a very quiet day. So, basically, the overall positive sentiment got a little disturbed on Friday after the huge volatility, although the closing was on a positive note and pretty encouraging. But follow-up buying is missing today. So I think after this kind of volatility, markets may rest for 2 to 3 days and then resume volatility from Thursday onwards. Thursday being again the Nifty weekly expiry day also. So I think to a day or two of sideways movement, and then volatility will resume. The broader trend is positive, but now the range is pretty huge. On the downside, supports are at 24,500 and 24,350 on Nifty. And on the upside, only if it crosses 24,860 level, then it may head towards 25,000. Otherwise, we are looking at a consolidation phase between this range of 24,500 to 24,800 on the upside.
Okay, got that. We have already got the first caller with us, Avni, for you. We have Manoj from Maharashtra joining in. Hi Manoj, good afternoon. कैसे हैं आप? क्या सवाल है?
गुड आफ्टरनून मैम, बढ़िया
जी
मैडम, मुझे एक स्टॉक के बारे में जानना था, इंडियन
जी
होम पाइप।
ठीक है।
ओके, हाँ हाँ, मेरे पास
कितने लेवल पर
1000
आपने खरीदा हुआ? 340 के आसपास आपने लिखा है ना?
या 341।
ठीक है, इंडियन होम पाइप्स के ऊपर पूछ लेते हैं अवनी से कि अभी फ्यूचर कैसा लगता है। 341 की बाइंग है अभी। अवनी, क्या ये स्टॉक में अभी लगातार और प्रॉफिट्स बने रहने की उम्मीद है? बने रहे यहाँ पर, क्या राय देना चाहेंगे?
Just a sec.
So currently the stock is trading at 427 onwards, around 1% of a downtick can be seen, but it is still higher than the entry level that Manoj has.
Yeah, so the support base has been formed around 405 level, and right now, currently, it is in a consolidation phase. From a very short-term trading perspective, I think the stock will come down a bit, close to around 406, 408 levels, and then resume the uptrend. So it's in a consolidation phase. 406, good support level on the downside, and upside, a huge rally can be expected only if it crosses 450 level.
Okay, got that. Next, we have a question coming in from Subramaniam P. He says, good afternoon, Sakshi. I have bought 100 Tata Chemicals at 1145. Shall I hold till the quarterly results or should I book losses right here? Okay, we'll just definitely put across this question to Avni again. Bought at 1145, current prices of Tata Chem are 1082. Now, do you think there could be any improvement coming in going forward from here in the upcoming quarterly results, Avni? Should it be held on to or better to exit?
So from the current levels, I think the stock has entered into downtrend, and the 200-day moving average is around 1077 levels. So you can keep 1077 as a stop loss and hold on. In case if that level breaks, then downside can extend up to 1040. Now, as far as quarterly outlook is concerned, it's in a consolidation phase. But again, from current levels, if you're looking at around 40 rupees downside, it's better to exit and then re-enter around 1040 levels.
Okay, got that. Next, let's take another question. This is on from Avdesh Thakur. He wants to know on Reliance Power. और इनके पास जो शेयर्स हैं 46 पर लिए हुए हैं। शॉर्ट टू मीडियम टर्म का टारगेट पूछ रहे हैं यहाँ पर। काफ़ी खबरों में ये लगातार स्टॉक चल रहा है। इस साल तो काफ़ी इंप्रूवमेंट भी स्टॉक में दिखा है। खबरें पहले इस तरीके से फेवरेबल आई कि डेट फ्री होने की कगार पर है कंपनी। उसके बाद कई बड़े बड़े ऑर्डर्स भी यहाँ पर मिलते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं कंपनी को। फंड रेज की भी अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ हैं। तो लगातार खबरों की सुर्खियों में तो डेफिनेटली है रिलायंस पावर, लेकिन एक ऐसा स्टॉक है जिसने पास्ट में काफ़ी ज़्यादा चोट भी पहुंचाई है इन्वेस्टर्स को और उनके पोर्टफोलियोज को। इसलिए काफ़ी ज़्यादा नर्वसनेस होती है जब इस तरीके के स्टॉक्स में इन निवेशक अपना पोजीशन बनाते हैं। फिलहाल 47.9 के भाव पर है और जो लिया हुआ है 46, यानी कि आसपास ही खरीदा है। यहाँ से क्या लगता है आपको अवनी?
जी मेरे हिसाब से 4 अक्टूबर को स्टॉक में ऊपरी लेवल से गिरावट की शुरुआत हुई थी और वो एक गैप ओपनिंग के साथ हुई थी, गैप डाउन ओपनिंग के साथ में हुई थी। तो ये गैप फिल जरूर होगा और उसके बाद वहां तक रैली कंटिन्यू हो सकती है। वो लेवल है 51.5। तो एक बार 51.5 लेवल तक कोई बड़ी गिरावट नहीं होगी, बट वहां पे आपको प्रॉफिट बुक कर लेना चाहिए। वहां से काफी डाउनसाइड अगेन हो सकती है।
ओके, गॉट इट। अगला सवाल ले लेते हैं। ये सवाल आया है अंकुर मोदी का और लिखते हैं कि आई मिस द शो लास्ट वीक, आई वाज नॉट देयर ड्यू टू सम कमिटमेंट, हैप्पी टू बी बैक। वेल, गुड टू सी यू बैक अंकुर, बैक with the show and back with the questions coming in. Today he has a question on TBO Tech uh, and also Protean eGov. For long term, from the current levels, do you think it makes for an investment opportunity? Protean E again will not have too much of a history for you, but TBO Tech, do you think, would you be able to advise on this one, Avni?
Yeah, so both these counters don't have much of data. So
Yeah.
from for a very long term, can't really say, but from a short term perspective, I think both the stocks are looking pretty good. You can expect a upside of around 7 to 8% from a trading perspective.
Okay, got that. Jay Rami Reddy has also written in about a question. He says, good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, Jay. I hope you're doing well. He wants to take an advice on fresh investment in Bharat Global Developers at the current level. Okay, let me just pull up this stock, Bharat Global Developers share. Currently, this is at 1242. It's a 5% circuit in trade today. Let's also pull up the last few days. It's been moving circuit to circuit. And the stock in the last 5 days odd has moved up 21% odd already. In the last 6 months, again, the kind of move has been very swift and at the same time both on the downside and the upside, but 559% of a surge in the last 6 months is what we have seen on this company. So a company that's been moving circuit to circuit right there. Any suggestions for this one? I think this has also been in news due to stock split and bonus shares as well. 8:10 bonus, 1:10 stock split. December 26th as the record date. Last 1 year kind of a return is upwards of 2500%. So this stock has been really an outperformer. But do you think fundamentally and technically one should be looking at this one even after the sharp surge that we have seen, Avni?
Unfortunately, Sakshi, I'm unable to find the stock.
Okay, let me, should I help you out with a code then? Maybe
Yes.
then you, okay, sure. I'll just help you out. Just let me tell you the code first. This is, you may find it, let me just quickly see. So I don't have the name itself right here as far as the code of the stock is concerned. We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it and we'll circle back and maybe just address this in a while. In the meanwhile, we'll just pull up this stock. But we have another caller with us. Rupesh is with us on the phone line. Hi Rupesh, go on with your question please.
मैडम मेरे पास सनफ्लैग है।
सनफ्लैग आयन है आपके पास, किस भाव पर खरीदा है?
273 रेट में।
ठीक है, अभी कितना लंबा समय आप रुक सकते हैं?
मैं शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए
शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए लिया है, 273 पर लिया है फिलहाल, प्रॉफिट में 279 के ऊपर चल रहा है। अभी और रुके रहे हैं क्या आपने सनफ्लैग आयन में, और मोमेंटम बाकी है यहाँ?
सो सनफ्लैग आयन लॉयड मेटल्स के पीछे पीछे ये स्टॉक में भी काफी अच्छी उछाल हमें देखने मिली है। वॉल्यूम्स अच्छे हैं, मेरे हिसाब से ये थोड़ा और कंटिन्यू होगा। ऊपर 290 के करीबन आप प्रॉफिट बुक कर सकते हैं।
ओके, गॉट दैट। नेक्स्ट हमारे पास सवाल आया है सिंधु का और ये बैंगलोर से हैं और ये पूछती हैं HEG के ऊपर कि क्या करंट लेवल्स पे if she can go ahead and buy. This stock has been in focus, viewers, over the last few days. It's been in momentum as well. From the graphite space, 2% higher even in the trade today. 579 is the current level. Avni, what do you think about HEG? Does it make for a fresh investment at the current levels?
Yes, so this, last 2, 3 days has been an opportunity because it retraced back, and the dip that we always wait for has come. So, a good entry point for a target of 640, and on the downside, you can keep a stop loss of 550.
Okay, got that. Let's take the next question then. This is from Namita Arora. She says, hi, how are you today? Wishing you and Avniji a magnificent Monday. Thank you so much for your wonderful wishes, Namita. We hope this day pans out to be fantastic for you too. She wants an advice, Avni, on Tallinn Tires and Cross Limited for the stocks. Are these stocks good enough for the long term? Should one make fresh investments? Again, Cross is a recently listed one, and Tallinn too. Your own sense, would you be able to advise on this one?
Just a sec.
Sure.
So Tolerance has some downside. It had rallied quite a bit, and right now it's in the retracement phase. It can come down close to around 200 levels. That would be a good entry point to start with. And if you already have investments, probably around 200, you can average.
Okay, got that. That's the view that's coming in. Next, we have another question. This is coming in from Ankur. He wants to know, he's from Jaipur, he wants to know on Ola, again a recently listed stock, a lot of those newbies that are interesting a lot of investors today, Avni. For the long term, he wants to know whether Ola can become Zomato. That's the interesting question that he has asked. 97 levels odd in trade today. It's been kind of volatile ride so far for Ola in the last 1.5 months odd. But do you think it has the potential to turn into a multi-bagger like Zomato?
So yes, in my sense, I think Ola has been in news. It has digested a lot of criticism and negative news in the past after listing. And now it is back in action. It has crossed 200-day moving average. Although, it's not been 200, but 200 data points it has crossed, and it's in a good shape, consolidation phase. If you have a long-term view, it's good to enter, and you can keep, even for trading target of 150, and eventually it may probably go higher than that also. So a good time to start accumulating the stock.
Okay, got that. So good time to start accumulating this stock. That's something that you can definitely keep on your mind. Next, we have Venkat says, hi Sakshi and Avni, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you, Venkat. How are you doing? He wants to know, is it advisable to accumulate Skipper at the present levels for the long term? What would your view be? Skipper again has actually seen improvement both fundamentally and on the stock prices over the last few months odd. If we pull up the long term charts, last 6 months odd, we'll get to know the kind of move that we have seen. Skipper has moved up 64% in the last 6 months. In fact, from about August or September, it's been a one-way rally upwards. Strong volumes have also been seen on this stock right there. In the last 3 months alone, 38% of a surge has come in. For Skipper, what are the charts suggesting to you, Avni?
Yeah, so Skipper is one of my favorite stocks. It has been performing pretty well. And but currently, after such a big rally, it has entered into overbought zone, and we are seeing some negative divergence on RSI. So it may retrace back to around 560 levels. For a longer term, you can keep accumulating, but for a short-term trading perspective, if you want to buy, wait for 560 level.
Okay, got it. तो चलिए यहाँ पर भी आपको राय मिल गई है. In fact, we'll just circle back to Bharat Global Developers. Avni, I've sent you on your WhatsApp the code right there. This is a BSE listed company with the script code 521238. BGDL is what you will find this stock as listed. Would you be able to track this stock from BSE listing?
Yes, I got the stock. So it's trading around 4.28, I believe. The stock keeps moving on circuits, and if I assume that the circuit may continue, the upside is up to around 4.75, and around that level, then we'll have to review again.
Okay, got that. Got that. I hope this has answered your question, Raman. Next, let's go across to another question. This is from Vineet Kulkarni and he wants to know on Signpost India. Okay, we'll pull up this stock as well for you. Signpost India. And let's look at the share price 343. It's an NSE listed firm. Last 1 month odd, the stock has moved up smartly, 30%, 31% odd is where the maximum kind of a move has been seen over the last 6 months for this stock. Do you track this stock, Signpost India? Do you think for the absolute longest term, Vineet wants to know, I want to invest in this stock for next 20 years. Does it make for a marquee stock that could be held in this portfolio for 20 years long, Avni?
So I'm not sure of 20 years, but from current levels, it is definitely going to retrace back very, very highly overbought. So it can come down to around 304 levels. That is where the base formation has been made. So 304 would be a good entry point.
Okay, got that. So there you have it. I hope this has also answered the question that you have asked. Another one is on BSE. That's another viewer asking us the question on Bombay Stock Exchange, the absolute long term. So he wants to know whether this is the right time to enter this stock. BSE, we all know, has been continuously performing. Let's look at the substantial rally that we have seen on BSE over the last 1 year, and you will get to know what we have talked about. Over the last 1 week, 2 weeks odd as well, BSE has again started on moving on its record high journey as well. That's the kind of move that we've been seeing. Over the last 1 year perspective, if we pull up the chart of BSE, right now it is at 5710, but let's stretch the chart there, 141% in the last 1 year perspective. Most of this move has actually come in after June as well. But let's find out if for absolute long term, even at these levels, even after surging about 110% in the last 6 months, does it make sense for someone to enter afresh on BSE? Avni.
So Sakshi, we've been continuously discussing these stocks, all the exchange-related stocks, BSE, CDSL. These are stocks where you can keep doing SIP over a longer period of time. I believe these stocks can give you 40-50% returns from here on. But for a one-time investment, I would suggest, you can enter at current levels also. And then timing these stocks will be difficult. Go for an SIP approach in these stocks every month, keep accumulating. 40 to 50% upside is what you should be expecting in these stocks over next 8 to 10 years.
Okay, got that. Let's take the next question. We have a caller with us. Gaurav is with us from the phone line from Agra. Gaurav ji, namaskar. कैसे हैं आप?
मैं बहुत अच्छा हूँ मैडम। मेरे दो सवाल हैं।
जी।
पहला सवाल मेरा BTL भारत इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स के, जिसके 5000 शेयर मेरे पास 322 की खरीदते हैं, और दूसरा कि गेल जो है मैंने लिया था, क्या नाम है, 200 करीब 28 के आसपास, एक तो वो ऊपर नहीं जा रहा है, और दो जो मैं लेना चाह रहा हूँ वो है, एक तो जियो फाइनेंस और दूसरा आपका दूसरा है पहला जियो फाइनेंस और एक NTPC ग्रीन। तो क्या मैं इनको ले सकता हूँ? अशोक ले लें, जियो फाइनेंस और NTPC ग्रीन, ये 3 शेयर हैं, इनको मैं कहाँ पे लूँ? और जो BEL है वो 350 के ऊपर क्या जनवरी फरवरी तक हो सकता है क्या?
ओके, काफी सारे सवाल हैं गौरव आपके आज के। पहले तो मैं BEL पे सवाल ले लेती हूँ अवनी से। 322 की खरीद है भारत इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स, क्या ये 350 तक जल्द हो सकता है या नहीं? चार्ट्स पर कुछ भाव नजर आ रहे हैं इमीडिएटली शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए, ये आप सजेस्ट कर दीजिए पहले अवनी।
सो ये अगर आपका नजरिया 2.5 महीने का है तो ये बिल्कुल 350 तक, 340 तक आ सकता है। 350 शायद ना आए, 340 तक जरूर आएगा। बट अगर ये नीचे 304 305 का लेवल भी पहले टेस्ट करेगा तो वहां पे अगर आता है तो आप एवरेज कर लीजिएगा। ऊपर की तरफ 340 के लिए 2.5 महीने लग सकते हैं।
ओके, गॉट दैट। चलिए, उम्मीद करते हैं ये सवाल का तो जवाब आपको मिल गया, लेकिन इनका जो एक आउटलुक क्वेश्चन था अपनी, आगे जाते हुए 3 स्टॉक्स को इन्होंने अपने रडार पर रखा है, जियो फाइनेंस, रेन्यूएबल एनर्जी स्पेस से NTPC ग्रीन या फिर ऑटो स्पेस से अशोक लेलैंड। तीनों में से बेहतर निवेश अभी कहां पर बनता है करंट लेवल्स की अगर बात की जाए? जियो फाइनेंस, NTPC ग्रीन या फिर अशोक लेलैंड?
So NTPC Green, very newly listed company, so not much of data on that, but
Sure.
fundamentally a very good company. As far as Ashok Leyland is concerned, it is a slightly expensive stock. I would go with Geo Finance if I had to select one of these three stocks.
ओके इन तीनों में से अगर चुनना है तो गौरव जी आप चुने जियो फाइनेंस को यहाँ पर अवनी की राय है चलिए इसी के साथ अवनी आपका शुक्रिया अदा करेंगे इस खास शो पर बने रहने के लिए और तमाम क्वेरीज हमारे दर्शकों के लिए एड्रेस करने के लिए इट्स ऑलवेज अ प्लेजर टू स्पीक टू यू एंड आई एम श्योर आवर व्यूअर्स आल्सो चेरिश ऑल द एडवाइस दैट यू शेयर विद देम ऑन डेली कॉल्स थैंक यू सो मच फॉर बीइंग विद अस. All right, viewers, what we'll do is we'll also welcome another guest on board. Then we have Mr. Kranti Batini joining in, another top market expert who's a favorite on daily calls. He is from Wealthman Securities. Warm welcome to you, Kranti. Thank you so much for taking the time out. Well, a quick comment on the market first. What is the setup really telling you? Wild swings being seen on intraday basis as well. How should an average trader and investor really save themselves from being burnt in the kind of wild swings that we are seeing and the volatile turns that we are seeing in the markets right now?
Yes, actually, first of all, good morning to you. Thanks for inviting me on your show. Yeah, markets are in a consolidation phase. The consolidation phase is going on right now. Of course, we do tend to see the kind of wild swings, okay? But for the long-term investors, they need not have to worry about these kind of wild swings. But the people who are on short of the market are trading, they need to have a strict stop loss when they are taking any leveraged kind of positions in these kind of market conditions. But definitely, Sakshi, as long as the market could able to hold 24,500, this is the level. Markets are in a positive direction. If the market could able to sustain above 24,750, uh, and if the market could able to spend some time above 24,750 decisively, then we can expect some more rally in the coming weeks. Probably, most probably, we can see the range of 25,000 also can be possible for Nifty in the next coming uh, weeks. That's what the setup we can see. As long as the market could able to sustain above this level, the medium to short term direction is a positive trend. It reiterates, but given the kind of current market conditions, definitely, actually, we always tend to say buy on dips. It's once again proven that a couple of fortnight back there was an apprehension when the market was down below 24,000. There was a hue and cry in the market that market could go below 22,000. But when that kind of negative situation accentuates on Indian markets, that is the best time to accumulate stocks, both for investing as well as trading. So definitely, the market setup in a medium to short term, it is a buy on dips, sell on rallies. But the long term setup is concerned, definitely Indian markets is a warranted buy for the investors for a longer term. We are going to get into the new year. Much exciting news would be there. The administration change in US, the geopolitical landscape is changing, and also the government is more giving focus towards the increase of capex and the infrastructure spending is concerned. We are going to have a budget and also monetary policy with the new RBI governor. So much exciting times are ahead for the markets as we conclude the new year, as we conclude the current year. Sorry.
Okay. Right, we have a caller with us now in the viewers' questions that are coming in for you, Mr. Batini. We have Kalpesh with us on the phone line, Kalpesh Kacharia. Hi Kalpesh, good afternoon. How are you? क्या सवाल है आपका?
गुड आफ्टरनून मैं एकदम बढ़िया हूँ आप कैसे हो मैम
मैं ठीक हूँ.
टेक्निकल या फंडामेंटल
अभी फंडामेंटल्स को ट्रैक करते हैं हमारे गेस्ट क्रांति बतिनी जी. आप क्या सवाल पूछना चाहते हैं?
मैम मैंने बीएससी शॉर्ट सेल किया हुआ है ये जो मार्केट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर वाले जो शेयर है बीएससी सीडीएस एंड एंजल ब्रोकिंग जो वो काफी चल चुके हैं और ये पीई वाइज थोड़ा वैल्यूएशन इसका ज्यादा स्ट्रेस नहीं लग रहा है और बीएससी क्या मुझे 5,000 तक मिल सकता है
ओके तो फिलहाल फंडामेंटल्स ट्रैक करते हैं हमारे गेस्ट और अभी इससे पहले अवनी ने भी एक बीएसई के ऊपर व्यू दिया था और उसको भी आप डेफिनेटली ध्यान में रख सकते हैं लेकिन मैं क्रांति जी से ज़रूर पूछूंगी कि बीएसई के ऊपर उनका क्या व्यू है ओवरऑल. मिस्टर बतिनी, दिस इज़ वन स्टॉक विच हैज़ आउट परफॉर्म्ड एंड हाउ सरप्राइज्ड विद द काइंड ऑफ रैली दैट वी हैव बीन सीइंग being seen as a proxy play for what's happening in the stock markets in India. with the way demat accounts are surging, with the way capital markets investments and the financialization of the money is happening in India. These are some of the stocks that have been clear beneficiaries of all this. But what are the valuations telling you? Do you think the trend is weakening after maybe 100% kind of a rally in the last 6 months, or that we've already seen on BSE? What is it that you would advise at least those who may be looking at it as a trading bet and for short selling, just like how Kalpesh is saying?
Sakshi, with a medium to short-term perspective, the valuations look stretched at this point of time, because we need to see closely the impact of the current the SEBI new norms that are going to have the impact on the volumes as per the derivative market for BSE is concerned. The stock has been a stellar performer, and this is the only listed stock exchange in India. If the investors want to have a choice of stock exchange listed company in their portfolio, only the BSE is right now available. On a longer term perspective, definitely, as you mentioned, the financialization of assets and how the way the volumes on BSE has been going up, definitely any buy uh, investor can add this stock in their portfolio. And also, they're also one of the shareholder in CDSL as a holding company, and in the coming months, because of the SEBI directions, they can unlock the value in their clearing corporations and all, which are subsidiaries of stock exchanges. So there is an embedded value. Any dip in these kind of stocks, one can add for a medium to long term perspective. Of course, in short term, there can be some kind of volatility, but as per the management quality and also the perspective for the business is concerned, definitely a buy for long term.
Okay, got that. We'll take the next question. This is from Harshad. He says, hi Sakshi, and my question is on the IPO space today, for the IPO that is closing today, and that is Inventorist Knowledge Solutions. Now, we do know that this is a Rekha Jhunjhunwala backed IPO that opened on December 12, and today it is shutting shop. So far, it's received a decent response. I think the issue has got subscribed by over 4.4 times already, riding on the back of non-institutional investors and retail investors participation that has come in already. Now, we do know that there are marquee investments coming into this one. Have you looked at this IPO at all, Krantiji, and would you be able to advise whether it makes sense for someone to really look at this? I think late Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala had invested into this stock when this was a company which was into the BPO space much earlier, which is why the buying price for the Adani, for the Jhunjhunwala family is next to negligible, and therefore the substantial returns as to what they will be making once the IPO gets listed has not been even ascertained. Your own sense of how should one be really looking at this space?
Sakshi, for a serious investment is concerned, of course, the grey market premium is 30% that's showing, so one can expect a decent listing gain. But to make any kind of serious investments, I'll wait for the company, and post listing, what we are sensing for every stock, it can be Ola's, it can be Swiggy's, or any recent listed stock. Majority of the stocks, it can be 70 to 80% of the stock. Post listing, after the listing, we can see some kind of cool off for 10-15 days. So that is the time one can chip into the stocks if anyone want to make any kind of serious investing is concerned. Whereas for listing gains are concerned, one can definitely, because of the current sustainability in the market and also positivity in the market, for listing gains one can apply. For whereas the serious investing is concerned, I'll just wait for the stock to cool off, and also the first quarter results post listing that are crucial for any stock to gauge the medium to short term outlook of the stock. So that's what my view with respect to the recent IPOs are concerned.
Okay. Next, let's take Srinika's question. She wants to know on JWL, that's Jupiter Wagons. Again, Mr. Patini, what we are seeing as an interesting trend is that all the railway stocks are coming back into flavor. And this is also to do with the pre-positioning that investors are doing with respect to the upcoming budget that will be presented on 1st of Feb. Always we have seen as a trend in the pockets where the government is likely to make additional allocations, probably make big bang announcements. These are the pockets where investors start to invest a lot of money, so that they can take the benefit of the announcements, and when the stocks run up sharp, they can actually book their profits. On Jupiter Wagons, what is your suggestion? Should it be really looked at this stock right now? What Srinika wants to know is a 700 target achievable on this one?
One thing, Sakshi, in a medium to short term, of course, these stocks have been in a consolidation phase. Last
Yes.
3 months, if you see, the performance has been negligible. If you compare all the railway stocks, they were in slumber, okay, for 4 or 5 months. But for a medium to longer term perspective, definitely these stocks are well positioned. Railway budgets are going to go up. Railway infrastructure spends are going to go up. Most probably, Sakshi, I can say these stocks are on a, of course, in a medium to short term, they might be in a consolidation, but they are in a multi-decadal bull market. That's what we have been witnessing these stocks. Of course, these stocks have been multi-baggers. If you see last 4 or 5 years performance, they have been given a CAGR return of more than 70 to 80% kind of return profile these companies are carrying. But still, given the kind of earning outlook and also uh, despite of the high valuations for these companies, they have a strong order book, and this order book is going to go up in the coming quarters. So any dip in these stocks, definitely it's a buy. And most probably, I can't give the timeline. Definitely try to test the target of 700 from this level also. So one can buy on dips. Of course, the stocks have been coming out of the consolidation. One can add on every dip.
Okay, got it. We have a special request from one of our followers, one of our viewers right there for you, Mr. Batini, and this is Mr. Reddy saying, could you please request Mr. Kranti to tell me his answer in Telugu? And his question is on PTC India Financial Services. He's looking for fresh investment. So there you know, all our viewers have their special requests that keep coming in. There are top guests who come and answer in Gujarati. So it's become a multilingual daily calls show, which is probably a first, show within the callers shows that, we answer in all different languages as per the request, and as our top market experts can also help our viewers understand it for every region as well. So Mr. Batini, I request you, in case you're answering that in Telugu, also help us to translate that in English for all our viewers as well.
Actually, congratulations, show. Your show has been attracting the viewers across all the regions of India. Congratulations to you. And
Thank you
as
so
Mr. Reddy has asked about PTC Financial Services, this stock was also the same kind of profile. Okay, this is for the high risk appetite investors, not to everyone. The stock was had some kind of corporate governance issues a couple of years back. Their independent directors resigned from this company. At that point of time, during that complete negativity, the stock was at below, I think, 7, 8 rupees or 10 rupees kind of stock. And from there onwards, as the things improved, the stock has become rallied quite to the level of around 68, 70 levels. So that stock has given a 5x kind of return. The stock is right now consolidating. But here, the problem for these kind of stocks, actually, they have a high degree of exposure towards one particular segment. So, okay, that's where the risk is associated. Risk in these kind of companies are very high. This stock is not suitable for everyone, for only for high risk appetite investors. Just to tell Mr. Reddy in Telugu, okay, ఈ స్టాక్ హై రిస్క్ ఉంటేనే అటువంటి ఇన్వెస్టర్స్ సూట్ అవుతుంది. బహుశా ఒక రేట్ కట్ నుంచి ఆర్బీఐ నుంచి వస్తే కనుక ఎన్బిఎఫ్సి స్టాక్స్ లో ర్యాలీ చూడటం జరుగుతుంది. సో ఇన్వెస్టర్స్ హై రిస్క్ అపెటైట్ ఉంటే డిప్స్ లో ఈ స్టాక్ ని యాడ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. సో మై మెసేజ్, సాక్షి, ఇఫ్ ఎనీ రేట్ కట్ ఫ్రమ్ ఆర్బీఐ, ఓకే, కెన్ గివ్ సమ్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ advantage for these focused NBFC companies are concerned. But
Okay,
worst
wonderful. Yeah. Thank you so much, Kranti ji, for addressing this both in Mr. Reddy's local language and for the benefit of our viewers in English as well. I hope this has answered your question, Mr. Reddy. We have a caller now with us, Mr. Bettini. This is Avinash, who's with us on the phone line. Hi, Avinash. Good afternoon. How are you? Avinash, can you hear me? If you can, then please go on with your question. Hello, Avinash. Can you hear me? Okay, I guess there is some kind of an issue. We are unable to connect with him, but he has asked one question that I can actually reiterate for him on the show for our guest right there. So he wants to know which auto part share is good for the long term. Any auto parts share that you could suggest? Auto ancillaries are again buzzing in trade. We've been seeing a lot of them actually in momentum too. Although the industry at large is has been reeling under a lot of slowdown, urban consumption demand which is muted through the festive season as well. But now things could look better in the new year because a slew of them have also announced price hikes. But you know, as the demand also improves, what about the auto ancillary pack? Any key stock right there that you could advise?
Sakshi, there are many stocks. Okay, auto ancillary stock is a greater universe. Okay, one can add the names like Minda or there are many stocks are there for a medium to longer term perspective. Okay, one can add. There are a couple of stocks. I don't want to get into stock specific, but
Sure.
also one can add the OEMs also. OEMs also doing good. Of course, we have a medium to short term some kind of bump in the sales, but I'm quite bullish with respect to the Indian automobile space, how it's emerging. Names like Hyundai Motors, one can add at dips. Mahindra and Mahindra, one can add at dips. OEMs also can be considered at dips, but the space of auto ancillary space is quite wide. Okay, one can, as per their individual investment horizon and risk appetite, one can add auto ancillary stocks are concerned.
Okay, got that. Next, we have another caller from Kolkata with us now. Momita has dialed in. Hi, Momita. Good afternoon. Go on with your question.
Hi, Sakshi. How are you?
Hi. Very well. Thank you so much for asking. I hope the same for you.
Yes, thanks. Sakshi,
Tell
I
me.
just wanted to check, would this be a good time to enter, some of the different stocks, the shipping stocks particularly? And I was thinking of Cochin Shipyard as one option and Macau Dock, which I think has a split lined up later this month.
Yeah.
Would this be good ones to enter from a 3 to 5 year kind of time frame?
Sure, we'll get you the advice from Mr. Kranti Bettini on that one. Sir, defense stocks are making a comeback, at least for the two stocks that Momita has penciled. Cochin Shipyard and Mazagon Dock, both are in the shipping space and both have come off the low points of the, after the correction. 25% of a surge in the last 1 month for both of them is what we have seen. Do you think after this surge also for someone still having a 3 to 5 year horizon, these two stocks are good to buy at the current levels?
Definitely, Sakshi. The investor have a good time horizon. One can add these stocks on a medium to longer term perspective at every dip. These stocks can still deliver. Okay, there can be apprehension of high valuations in the short term, but despite of the high valuation for these stocks in the medium to short term, the long term outlook is intact. Their order book and earning visibility is quite clear. So one can add these stocks without any shadow of doubt.
Okay, got that. So there you have it. The view has been shared. I hope this has answered your question. Next, we have another question coming in from another viewer of ours. This is Mr. Chandrahas. He wants to know about NTPC. Can I buy NTPC on every dip? What would you suggest? Again, from the power space, this is a stock that was in momentum when NTPC Green was supposed to get listed and the IPO came into focus. After that also, does it continue to remain a positive NTPC at 353?
Definitely, Sakshi. If the investor is a long-term horizon, this is a stock to add on dip. The main primary reason is next couple of years are going to be more focused with respect to the power sector is concerned, and also NTPC Green has been starting their joint venture to make a nuclear reactor. This is the space that's going to look forward, Earlier, we used to discuss about when there was no rally in defense stocks. We used to discuss on your show about defense stock. The same kind of rally we can expect any kind of nuclear theme is concerned. It's also a green energy. So these companies are going to diversify. That's an interesting space to look forward. So NTPC is one of the key player in this space. So one can add these stocks at every dip.
Okay, now we have to wrap up this show, but before we wrap, Krantiji, I cannot let you go before talking about Wockhardt Pharma. The stock has jumped 10% to a circuit again in trade today. There is a drug that is in phase 3 clinical trials for cancer patients that the company has highlighted has in their one of the trials really benefited a cancer patient in US. 1512, this stock has had a stupendous run up this year itself, a 227% kind of a surge. This is one stock that you've talked about on our channel as well as one of your key recommendations in the initial part of the year. Your sense of how should this stock be now seen? 2 years and considerable amounts of returns have been seen. Do you think this continuous momentum will be sustained after this kind of a return has been seen already?
Yes, actually, given the kind of the value the company have, but it will not reflect on the earnings and all because these companies have long gestation periods of these products, and they also have one more molecular that is called WCK5222. Okay, that also one of the key molecular for these companies. So investors, first thing is to be in these kind of stocks, one need to have adequate patience because they are going to treat the patients. So one need to have the patience to invest in these companies. Of course, sometimes it was boring to invest in these kind of companies, but people who are invested in these companies are going to benefit it over a long period of time. At the current moment is concerned, if the investor is sitting at a multi-bagger kind of return, because we discussed this stock on your show around 250, 300 levels also. So if the investor invested in the time frame, probably he can take some profits from the table. He can make it as a free of cost. He can take the capital from the table. Remaining, he can stay invested.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for getting us that wonderful pick for all our viewers at a very initial stage, and we hope that you continue to give us such gems to all our viewers on various shows of business today. Thank you so much, Mr. Battini, for being with us on the show. With that, we wrap up, viewers, but do stay tuned. There's a lot more interesting conversation around markets going to be coming in soon and on your screens up next.